What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick of the BYU versus Oklahoma State college basketball matchup going down Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Unfortunately, couldn't cash in on our $15 play of the day on Monday, but we're going to come back at it strong with our $15 play of the week for college hoops on Tuesday. Game that I've had circled. Couldn't have come at a better time. Looking to bounce back. Also, I'm going to have NBA and NHL on the card as well. It's going to be like this all week as we head into another loaded weekend of action with a stacked college hoops card. More NFL playoff action. So whether it's a daily pass or a long-term pass, jump on something and use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. We've also got products for those who make big bets, those with big bankrolls, those looking for a VIP experience where you're going to get things like late alert plays closer to game time, where we're going to track line movement, try to get you the best possible number compared to the closing line. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, text the number on the screen for more information, even if it's just to find out if it's right for you. But let's get to this one between BYU and Oklahoma State. BYU coming into this one with a record of 10-5 on the year, 1-3 in conference play. They lost their third straight game in a 71-67 road loss to TCU last time out. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, a 1-3 in conference play, getting blown out by Utah, 83-62. Fell to 9-6 overall this season. And BYU having their issues in conference play is a little bit alarming, but I think that it's still something that you kind of have to just kind of take with a grain of salt. This is a BYU team that I just wasn't convinced with the strength of schedule, early on this season. They have a strength of schedule of 171st now, but you look at the teams they've had to sort of play to get there. This is a BYU team that's had a bunch of games against teams inside the KenPom top 100 and are just 2-5 in those games. They beat NC State, they beat Arizona State on a neutral floor and at home respectively. Also lost by double digits in overtime against Ole Miss. Lost on the road by 19 at Providence. That was a bad loss in my opinion. Conference beatdown loss at Houston by 31 points. Then they they got beat by Texas Tech at home. I remember that was my play of the day that day against the Red Raiders, and Texas Tech went into Provo and dealt with the Cougars, and then lost on the road at TCU. That's another bad loss as well for BYU. But I still think this is a get-right spot for BYU at home. Keep in mind, this is a BYU team that still beat Arizona State at home to start conference play and beat them by 20 points. Oklahoma State, they just can't. I just can't get there with this team because Oklahoma State was not a great offensive team to begin with in the non-conference portion of their schedule. They're a middle-of-the-pack team, literally dead even in the middle of the pack, 182nd out of 364 teams in adjusted offensive efficiency, but 256th in three-point shooting, 300th in two-point shooting. They're decent from the foul line, shooting 72.8% on the year against Division I teams, but in conference play, that number is dipped to 66.7%. They're the worst team in the Big 12 in two-point shooting, second worst in three-point shooting. They're the worst in effective field goal percentage. So it's just they are not hitting open looks. They are not hitting their shots. They're not good. And they're 15th out of 16 teams in conference offensive efficiency. And now you're going up against BYU defense that could stand to be better, but this just feels like the perfect opponent for BYU to go up against here. BYU also shooting 57.5% from 2-point range on offense. That is the best mark in the conference, but they're also not overly point dependent on 2-pointers. This is a team that likes to bomb away from three. 49.3% of their shot attempts in conference play are coming from 3-point range, and BYU shooting 31.1%. Again, could stand to be better, but I think that they can hit those shots. What you have to be concerned about with BYU in this game is turnovers. This is a team that is turning over the ball in conference play almost 21% of the time. That is 13th out of 16 teams in the Big 12. Oklahoma State, for the issues that they've had on that end of the floor, are still third in the conference, forcing turnovers on 20.9% of their opponent's possessions. So they're forcing a lot of turnovers. If BYU forces those turnovers, Oklahoma State's going to hang around here. But I think that BYU bombs away. I think they hit their shots, and I think they get the job done in this one. Not one that I am rushing to the window to bet at this number especially, but if I was forced to pick it, I would take BYU in this one laying the points, and that's going to be my free pick. But just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find us at Pick Dawgz Premium. Why are Pick Dawgz? check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business, and tools that you want to make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.